If you think dropping 70 grand on a shiny new luxury SUV automatically buys you peace of mind, I've got some heartbreaking news for your wallet. The first SUV on today's list is already making owners of brand new German crossovers question every life decision they've ever made. And the last one? Let's just say it's the kind of SUV mechanics secretly hope you'll never discover because it refuses to visit the repair shop. Welcome back to the Car Geek, where we save you from expensive mistakes, roast overpriced cars, and occasionally hurt the feelings of dealership finance managers. Today, we're counting down 5 poor man's luxury SUVs that quietly outlive brand new luxury rigs costing 3 times as much. Let's get into it before another luxury crossover throws a dashboard Christmas light show. Number 5. Lexus RX 350. Let's kick things off with the luxury SUV that's about as exciting as plain oatmeal, until you realize that oatmeal somehow survives the apocalypse. The 2016 through 2019 Lexus RX 350 might not have the aggressive grille of a BMW or enough ambient lighting to make you feel like you're inside a Miami nightclub. But while those SUVs are busy inventing new warning lights, the RX is busy collecting another 100,000 miles like it's earning airline rewards. A few months ago, a customer walked into my buddy's shop, convinced he needed a used BMW X5 because, in his words, it just feels more premium. That's usually the exact sentence mechanics hear right before someone asks why a coolant leak somehow costs the same as a Caribbean vacation. Instead, I pointed him toward a 2017 Lexus RX 350 with around 115,000 miles for just under $19,000. He looked skeptical. The badge didn't seem flashy enough. Fast forward almost 2 years, and the biggest complaint he's had is deciding which coffee cup fits best in the center console. That's what boring reliability looks like. The secret is hiding under the hood. Toyota stuffed this SUV with its legendary 3.5-liter 2 GR V6, one of the most dependable naturally aspirated engines ever built. No turbochargers cooking themselves every summer. No complicated dual-clutch transmission trying to reinvent the wheel. Just a smooth V6 paired with a conventional automatic transmission that shifts like it actually enjoys its job. Sometimes the best engineering isn't the fanciest. It's the stuff that quietly works every single day while everyone else is posting photos from the dealership waiting room. Fuel economy isn't bad either. Expect roughly 20 mpg in the city and 27 mpg on the highway, which isn't hybrid territory, but it's a lot easier to swallow than feeding premium fuel to an SUV that spends more time on a tow truck than on the freeway. Plus, maintenance costs stay refreshingly reasonable because, underneath all that Lexus leather and soft-touch plastic, you're basically driving Toyota's greatest hits album. Now, before the Lexus fan club starts printing t-shirts, let's be honest. Every vehicle has something worth checking. Early examples can develop small infotainment glitches, and some owners ignored routine maintenance simply because the SUV kept running no matter what. That's actually one of the funniest things about these things. They're so dependable they accidentally convince people oil changes are optional. Spoiler alert, they're not. Your engine isn't running on hopes and dreams. Here's what I'd inspect before buying one. First, press every single button inside the cabin. Seriously, every one of them. Navigation, heated seats, climate controls, backup camera, the whole works. Electronics aren't usually catastrophic, but they're worth negotiating over. Second, pay close attention to the brakes. RX owners tend to drive these like they're sitting in a recliner watching football, which means brake service often gets delayed longer than your uncle's 5-minute barbecue. Finally, if you're looking at an all-wheel drive model, make sure the differential fluid has actually been serviced. It's inexpensive preventative maintenance, but you'd be surprised how many people forget it exists. Who should buy this SUV? Someone who wants genuine luxury without waking up in the middle of the night wondering what strange European sensor is about to fail next. It's perfect for commuters, small families, retirees, or honestly, anyone who believes a vehicle should start every morning without needing an inspirational speech. Who should skip it? If you regularly tow heavy trailers or need a true 3-row SUV, this isn't your answer. It's built for comfort, not hauling your cousin's fishing boat across 3 states. And here's the funny part. Plenty of people walk right past the RX because it doesn't scream for attention. Meanwhile, the owner quietly drives past 250,000 miles, while somebody else is explaining why their luxury SUV needs a $6,000 suspension repair. Sometimes the loudest flex is having absolutely nothing to fix. If you think this Lexus was hard to beat, don't get comfortable just yet. because the next SUV lost enough value to make its original owner cry into a leather steering wheel. And that's exactly why it might be one of the smartest used luxury buys in America. Number 4. Acura MDX. If the Lexus felt like the smart kid in class who never needed to study, wait until you meet the SUV that's been quietly embarrassing European luxury brands for years without making a big scene about it. The 2016 through 2020 Acura MDX is the automotive equivalent of showing up to a black tie party wearing a simple suit, then somehow being the only guy who isn't crying over repair bills 6 months later. One guy came to me dead set on buying a 2017 Mercedes-Benz GLE. Beautiful SUV, gorgeous interior, enough LED lights inside to land a small airplane. Then we started talking about ownership costs after 100,000 miles. His smile slowly disappeared faster than free pizza in an office break room. Instead, I showed him a 2018 Acura MDX technology package with just under 80,000 miles selling for around $24,000. At first, he thought it looked too normal. That's actually one of the MDX's greatest strengths. It doesn't need to scream for attention because it's too busy quietly doing its job every single day. Under the hood sits Honda's legendary 3.5-liter J35 V6, one of the most respected naturally aspirated engines ever built. Honda spent decades refining this engine family, and it shows. There's no turbocharger building enough heat to cook itself after a few summers. No overly complicated transmission trying to predict your next move like it's playing chess against you. Just proven engineering that has earned its reputation the old-fashioned way, by refusing to quit. If you find one equipped with super-handling all-wheel drive, you're getting one of the best AWD systems ever fitted to a family SUV. It doesn't just help in snow or rain. It genuinely makes the MDX feel lighter on its feet through corners, almost like somebody accidentally gave a 3-row family hauler sports sedan reflexes. No, you're not entering it in NASCAR next weekend, but it definitely surprises people who think family SUVs are only designed for Costco parking lots. Fuel economy is respectable too. Expect around 19 mpg in the city and 26 mpg on the highway, depending on drivetrain. That's solid for a luxury 3-row SUV with a naturally aspirated V6. More importantly, it'll happily run on regular gasoline in many situations, which is always nice when premium fuel starts costing about the same as artisan coffee. Now let's be real, because on the Car Geek, we roast bad decisions, not hide them. Honda's variable cylinder management, better known as VCM, has been known to cause oil consumption on higher mileage examples. Before anyone panics in the comments, relax. This isn't an engine-killing disaster. It's more like that one friend who's always asking to borrow 20 bucks. Annoying? Sure. Life-ending? Not even close. Keep an eye on the oil level, perform regular maintenance, and many owners install inexpensive VCM disabling devices that keep all 6 cylinders active. Do that, and seeing 250,000 miles on the odometer isn't unusual. Shopping for one? Here's exactly what I'd inspect. First, pull out the dipstick. It takes 5 seconds, and it tells you more about the previous owner than any sales pitch ever will. Fresh, properly filled oil usually means somebody actually cared. Low oil on a freshly detailed SUV, that's like showing up to a job interview wearing a tuxedo and flip-flops. Something doesn't add up. Second, take it for an aggressive test drive. Accelerate hard from a stop a few times and pay attention to transmission behavior. Some early 9-speed automatics benefited from software updates that dramatically improved shift quality. If it hesitates, jerks, or feels confused about what gear it wants, check whether those updates were completed. Third, verify the fuel pump recall history. It's a free repair, but you'll want documentation showing it was actually performed. Paperwork isn't exciting, but neither is calling a tow truck because somebody skipped a recall notice sitting in their mailbox. Who should buy it? Families who want 3 rows, luxury features, reasonable ownership costs, and enough reliability to make German service departments miss them. This SUV handles road trips, daily commuting, school pickups, and weekend vacations without constantly reminding you how expensive luxury can be. Who should probably pass? If checking your oil sounds like an unbearable inconvenience and the only maintenance schedule you follow is, "I'll deal with it when something breaks," this probably isn't your SUV. It'll reward owners who pay attention, but ignore it long enough, and it'll eventually return the favor. Here's what makes the MDX so funny. People will happily finance a brand new luxury SUV for almost $70,000 because the badge looks cooler in the neighborhood driveway. Meanwhile, an MDX owner quietly pockets tens of thousands of dollars, drives just as comfortably, and somehow still arrives at work before the guy waiting for his dealership loaner car. And if you think saving 20 or 30 grand on a luxury SUV sounds impressive, don't go anywhere, because the next one on this list depreciated so brutally that buying it used almost feels like you're cheating the entire automotive market. It gets even better from here. Number 3. Infiniti QX80. Now we're getting into dangerous territory. Dangerous for luxury dealerships anyway, because this next SUV proves one brutal truth about the car market. Sometimes the smartest purchase is the one everybody else already lost money on. The 2018 through 2020 Infiniti QX80 depreciates so hard that the first owner basically pays your down payment as a parting gift. Talk about taking one for the team. I remember a contractor who came looking for a full-size luxury SUV that could haul his family, pull a trailer on weekends, and still look respectable pulling into a client meeting. Naturally, he was eyeing a brand new Cadillac Escalade. Gorgeous? Absolutely. Affordable? Only if your side hustle is printing money in the garage. Instead, I found him a 2019 Infiniti QX80 with about 70,000 miles for roughly $30,000. His first question was, "What's wrong with it?" I laughed and said, "Nothing, except somebody else already took the financial beating." And that's exactly why these things are such hidden gems. Under that massive hood lives Nissan's legendary 5.6-liter Endurance V8, pushing right around 400 horsepower. More importantly, it's the same engine family trusted in the Nissan Titan and the Global Patrol. Translation? This wasn't designed to spend its life cruising from valet stand to valet stand. It was engineered to tow, haul, climb, and survive people who think maintenance is just washing the outside once a month. Unlike many modern luxury SUVs built on crossover platforms, the QX80 rides on a traditional body-on-frame chassis. That's truck DNA, real truck DNA, not adventure package marketing with fake skid plates and all-terrain tires that have never seen dirt. This thing was built to handle real work while surrounding you with enough leather to make a Texas cattle ranch nervous. Fuel economy? Well, let's just say nobody buys a full-size V8 because they're trying to save polar bears. Expect around 14 mpg in the city and 20 mpg on the highway if you're gentle. And if you've got a heavy right foot, let's just say your local gas station manager might start remembering your birthday. Now here's where the car geek keeps it honest. This isn't a Lexus. It's incredibly durable, but it isn't completely bulletproof either. Higher trim levels often came with air suspension and hydraulic body motion control systems. Those systems ride beautifully when everything works. But when they don't, your wallet suddenly starts speaking fluent mechanic. The earlier 2011 through 2014 QX56 models also had timing chain guide wear that could produce a noticeable rattle during a cold start. Infiniti addressed many of those issues over the years, but it's still something worth checking if you're shopping older examples. Here's your inspection checklist. First, always start the engine completely cold. Don't let the seller warm it up for you. That's like someone saying, "Don't look behind the curtain." Cold starts reveal timing chain noise almost immediately. If you hear rattling that lasts more than a couple of seconds, either negotiate aggressively or politely walk away faster than someone trying to sell you a salvaged Ferrari with just minor water damage. Second, stand back and actually look at the SUV while it's parked. Does one corner sit lower than the others? Does the air compressor seem like it's working overtime just to keep the truck level? That's your clue the suspension deserves a closer inspection. Third, ask about towing history. Plenty of these spent weekends pulling boats, campers, horse trailers, you name it. Towing itself isn't the problem. Neglecting transmission fluid changes afterward is. Transmission fluid isn't immortal, no matter what that one Facebook marketplace seller claims. Who should buy it? Someone who wants Escalade size without Escalade ownership costs. Big families, boat owners, road trippers, people who enjoy sitting high enough to accidentally make eye contact with semi-truck drivers. Who should probably skip it? If your daily commute is 40 miles each way through city traffic and watching the fuel gauge move gives you anxiety, this probably isn't your soulmate. This SUV believes gasoline is more of a suggestion than a budget. The funniest part? Half the people driving around in brand new luxury SUVs think the Infiniti badge isn't prestigious enough. Meanwhile, they're making $800 monthly payments while the QX80 owner is using that money for family vacations. Or, more realistically, buying enough beef jerky to survive the next road trip. And trust me, if this depreciation monster impressed you, the next SUV might completely change the way you look at used luxury vehicles forever. The top two aren't just reliable, they've earned cult status among mechanics for a very good reason. Number 2. Lexus GX 460. If you've made it this far, you've probably noticed a pattern. The smartest luxury SUVs aren't always the ones with the biggest screens, the flashiest badges, or enough ambient lighting to make your driveway look like a Las Vegas casino. Sometimes the real winner is the one everybody ignores because it looks, well, a little old school. And that's exactly why the 2014 through 2023 Lexus GX 460 might be the biggest bargain in the entire luxury SUV market. I'll never forget a guy who stopped by looking for a luxury family SUV that could survive snowy winters, camping trips, and the occasional "I accidentally found a dirt road" adventure. Naturally, he was looking at a brand new luxury crossover with 22-inch wheels and tires so thin they looked terrified of potholes. I asked him one simple question. What happens when the pavement ends? Silence. Then I showed him a 2018 Lexus GX 460 with around 70,000 miles. He looked at it for about 10 seconds before saying, "It kind of looks like my uncle's SUV." Exactly. Your uncle also probably has a lawnmower from 1998 that still starts on the first pull. Sometimes boring is exactly what you want. Here's the secret that most buyers completely miss. The GX 460 isn't just another luxury SUV wearing a Lexus badge. Underneath all that leather, wood trim, and ridiculously comfortable seats is the same rugged platform used by the legendary Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. That's serious off-road DNA hiding inside what most people think is just another family hauler. Power comes from Toyota's legendary 4.6-liter naturally aspirated V8, producing just over 300 horsepower and paired with a traditional 6-speed automatic transmission. No tiny turbocharged engine trying to do the work of a V8 while sounding like it's inhaling through a straw. No experimental gearbox with enough electronics to qualify as a NASA project. Just a proven drivetrain that's been quietly surviving abuse all over the world for years. And that's exactly why mechanics love these things. The engine isn't working hard, the transmission isn't constantly hunting for gears. Everything feels relaxed. It's like the SUV wakes up every morning, stretches a little, and says, "All right, another 300,000 miles? Sure, why not?" One ranch owner I know bought his 2015 GX 460 with just under 90,000 miles. Today, it's comfortably sitting past 240,000. Major repairs? Practically non-existent. A couple suspension bushings, routine maintenance, and one set of belt tensioners, that's about it. Meanwhile, his neighbor's European luxury SUV has spent so much time at the dealership, they should probably start charging it property taxes. Now let's talk money, because this is where things get almost unfair. A clean 2018 GX 460 with 70 to 80,000 miles usually sells somewhere around $30,000, sometimes even less if you're patient. Think about that for a second. For roughly the price of a brand new economy crossover with cloth seats and enough plastic inside to build a playground, you're driving home in a genuine body-on-frame Lexus built with Land Cruiser engineering. Depreciation works differently here too. Unlike many luxury SUVs that lose value faster than a brand new smartphone, the GX holds its value incredibly well because informed buyers know exactly what it is. Dealers know it, mechanics know it, off-road enthusiasts definitely know it. The only people who seem confused are shoppers who think reliability is measured by how many touchscreens a vehicle has. Now, before the internet declares this SUV perfect, let's keep it real. Some trims came equipped with rear air suspension, and while it's generally dependable, it's worth checking carefully. If the rear of the SUV sags after sitting overnight or the compressor seems to run forever after startup, you'll want to inspect the system before handing over your money. These V8 engines can also develop a light timing chain tensioner noise during a cold start. Most of the time, it's brief and completely harmless. If it disappears within a couple of seconds, don't lose sleep over it. But if the rattle sticks around long enough to finish your morning coffee, that's a conversation worth having before you buy. Fuel economy? Let's just say nobody has ever purchased a GX 460 because they were trying to win an environmental award. Expect roughly 15 mpg around town and 19 mpg on the highway. Is that impressive? Absolutely not. But here's the funny thing. People happily complain about spending an extra $30 a week on gasoline, while making an $800 monthly payment on a brand new SUV that's depreciating faster than ice cream melts in Arizona. Sometimes people get so focused on fuel economy that they completely ignore repair bills. That's like saving money on toothpaste while your roof is collapsing. Here's your buying checklist. Always start it completely cold. Listen carefully for any abnormal engine noises. A brief startup rattle isn't unusual, but persistent noise deserves attention. Next, check the air suspension if equipped. Make sure the SUV sits level and raises and lowers correctly through every suspension mode. Then find an empty parking lot and make several slow, tight turns with the steering wheel at full lock. Listen for drivetrain binding or unusual clicking. The full-time four-wheel drive system is incredibly durable, but neglect can eventually catch up with anything. Finally, and this one gets overlooked all the time, pull a complete vehicle history report. Many GX models lived adventurous lives. That's great. Flood damage isn't. Who should buy this SUV? Families who plan on keeping a vehicle for 10 or 15 years. Campers, hunters, skiers, anyone who wants luxury without sacrificing genuine durability. If your weekends involve gravel roads instead of valet parking, you'll absolutely love it. Who should skip it? Someone who spends every day squeezing into downtown parking garages and wants the fuel economy of a compact crossover. This isn't a city car, it's a luxury truck wearing a tuxedo. And tuxedos aren't exactly known for fitting into tiny closets. Now here's the crazy part. If you thought this GX was already the king of used luxury SUVs, you haven't seen number one yet, because the final SUV on this list isn't just something I'd recommend. It's the one I'd buy with my own money without thinking twice. And once you understand why, you'll never look at expensive brand new luxury SUVs the same way again. Number 1, Lexus LX 570. All right, this is it. If you've been waiting for the SUV that makes luxury dealerships nervous and mechanics smile, welcome to number 1. The 2008 through 2020. Lexus LX 570 isn't just another expensive SUV that got cheaper with age. It's the kind of vehicle people accidentally keep for 15 or 20 years because every time they think about replacing it, it just keeps running like it has absolutely no interest in retiring. I've lost count of how many people have argued with me about this one. But it's old. It doesn't have the biggest touchscreen. It doesn't look as modern as the new European SUVs. Exactly. Neither does your grandma's cast iron skillet. And somehow it still outlasts every non-stick pan you've bought in the last decade. A friend of mine almost signed paperwork on a lightly used Range Rover Sport. Gorgeous SUV, beautiful interior. More luxury than a 5-star hotel lobby. Then we sat down and looked at long-term ownership costs. Air suspension, electronics, cooling system. Repair estimates that looked suspiciously similar to a college tuition bill. Instead, I pointed him toward a 2017 Lexus LX 570 with just under 100,000 miles. At first he thought I was joking. 100,000 miles? Yes. Because on an LX 570, that's basically the warm-up lap. Fast forward a couple of years, and he's already crossed 140,000 miles. His maintenance history, oil changes, tires, brakes, fluids, and that's about it. Meanwhile, the Range Rover he almost bought has probably introduced its owner to every service advisor within a 50-mile radius. The magic starts underneath. This SUV shares its bones with the legendary Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series, arguably one of the toughest production SUVs ever engineered. Around the world, Land Cruisers are trusted in deserts, mountains, jungles, construction sites, remote villages, you name it. Some roads destroy ordinary SUVs. The Land Cruiser just asks if there's another hill after this one. Lexus simply took that unstoppable platform and wrapped it in premium leather, genuine wood trim, heated and ventilated seats, excellent sound insulation, and enough comfort to make interstate road trips feel suspiciously short. Power comes from Toyota's legendary 5.7-liter naturally aspirated V8, producing around 383 horsepower and over 400 pound-feet of torque. More importantly, it's an engine famous for surviving hundreds of thousands of miles with routine maintenance. No tiny turbochargers spinning at ridiculous speeds. No engine that's trying to squeeze V8 performance out of 4 cylinders and positive thinking. Just old-school displacement doing exactly what old-school displacement has always done. Working. The transmission is equally dependable. Earlier models use a proven 6-speed automatic, while 2016 and newer models received an excellent 8-speed automatic that delivers smoother shifts and slightly better fuel economy. Speaking of fuel economy, let's address the elephant that's currently drinking gasoline in the room. Expect somewhere around 13 to 16 mpg, depending on how and where you drive. No, that's not amazing. Neither is paying $12,000 to replace a failed luxury air suspension system on something else. Sometimes people obsess over fuel economy while completely ignoring reliability. That's like refusing to date someone because they drink expensive coffee, while ignoring the fact your other option steals your wallet every weekend. Here's what I'd inspect before buying one. First, verify complete maintenance records. This engine is incredibly durable, but even the toughest athlete still needs food and water. Regular oil changes, cooling system service, and transmission maintenance matter. Second, if the vehicle is equipped with KDSS, inspect for hydraulic seepage around the suspension components. Minor leaks aren't unusual with age, but it's something worth understanding before negotiating. Third, cycle the air suspension through every available height setting. It should raise and lower smoothly without unusual noises or warning lights. Fourth, spend a few extra dollars on a thorough pre-purchase inspection. At this price point, it's one of the smartest investments you can make. Who should buy this SUV? Someone who plans on owning one vehicle for the next decade or longer. Families who travel, people who tow, outdoor enthusiasts. Anyone who believes reliability is the greatest luxury feature ever invented. Who should probably skip it? If your daily life consists of squeezing into downtown parking garages, driving 5 miles to work, and getting nervous every time the fuel gauge moves, there are better choices. Because let's be honest, the LX 570 is a big SUV. It's about as subtle as bringing a grizzly bear to a neighborhood barbecue. But once you're behind the wheel, you understand why owners refuse to sell them. There's a reason clean examples with well over 200,000 miles still command serious money. People who know these vehicles keep buying them, and people who don't usually learn the expensive way. So there you have it, 5 luxury SUVs that prove you don't need a $70,000 payment to drive something built to last. While everyone else is chasing the newest badge, smart buyers are picking proven machines that have already survived the test of time. The next time someone tells you new is always better, just smile, because they'll probably be making a service appointment while you're planning your next road trip. If you enjoyed this countdown, make sure to subscribe to the Car Geek, hit that like button, and stick around. We've got plenty more hidden automotive gems and a few overpriced disasters to roast. Thanks for watching, drive safe, and I'll see you in the next one.